Hey everybody, how's everybody doing? It's your girl, the Brooke Ashley, and today I have a very special guest, one of my faves, and he is here to talk about the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Please welcome Chris, better known as C Diggy One here on YouTube. Welcome, Chris.
Thank you so much, for the warm introduction. Look, we did a review together. It was episode 5 of this
Yeah.
season. Just look where we are now. Look where we are now. I would have never thought. Never thought. So I am just so excited to talk about where we are now with this franchise. I think I can say this is both of our favorite franchise, right? Of the Housewives.
Yes, they've always been in my top three.
Okay.
Always been in my top 3, Beverly Hills, but,
Mhm.
they've fallen out of favor with me with this season.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, but you know what, Chris? I'm so happy you're here because we share a lot of the same thoughts
hmm
throughout, especially with Garcelle. We both caught
Yeah.
some flack earlier this season because we had a few critiques.
hmm
Now, we're coming off of this part 1.
hmm
There is no other way to say it, Garcelle got spanked. Would
Yes.
you agree?
She got whacked. Like,
Ooh.
not one time, not 2 times, 3 times. And also, I want to say, we might have a difference of opinion on this particular episode. I'm not sure yet. Before we get into it, and also, I just want to give a disclaimer. Like, I love Garcelle, but I'm not here to be biased. I'm here to give my opinion as a content creator. I'm just not that person. I always let people know that like, I'm not the person that's going to tell you what you want to hear. So just be prepared, y'all. Like, anyway, just saying. Yeah, she got whacked, and it's very unfortunate.
It is, and my heart broke. I thought that the last 15, 20 minutes of this part 1, she looked defeated on the end of that couch.
Yeah.
Now, I just want to start it off, but we share the same sentiments. We still stand 10 toes down that Garcelle should not have made that robbery comment regarding Dorit. And I want to preface this, my subscribers, y'all know I stand 10 toes down in it. I'm not saying that Garcelle can't feel the way she feels, but I do believe in how Kempire always says, how we always heard growing up, kitchen table talk. That comment about, do you think that she set it up or he set it up or whoever set the robbery up, that was not to be said on camera. However you feel about Dorit has pissed me off time and time again, but we can all agree that that should not have been said. And I knew that they were going to use that one comment from Garcelle to tear her up at that reunion. That's exactly what they did. Am I am I off base here, Chris?
Yeah, and I think that was the episode we went over, like
Yeah.
Garcelle's beach house when she talked about it with Sutton. And like when she said, I did not what was she saying to Dorit? She said she didn't imply that PK was a part of the robbery or whatever. But I'm like, Garcelle, yes, you did. Like, cause if not, like if it wasn't Dorit, then who else? Like clearly in that scene, she intimated that it was PK. And I was just like, you know what, Garcelle, you better stand 10 toes down on this and be ready. Because I know they're gonna talk about it at the reunion. And then everyone loves, sorry to cut you off,
No, it's
like
okay.
everyone loves um like Garcelle for just saying it like it is. And I think that was to her detriment. Like just because we think it, like, look, I think maybe like it sounds sus, but it's different when I say it with my little 16,000 subscribers, to Garcelle when she has like 800,000 people watching every week at least. And like she knows Dorit, been in this woman's home, knows PK. It's different. Like, what if Andy Cohen said he thought that the robbery was fake? It's different. So I'm not sure why we acting brand new when it comes to this.
I agree, and I think that if this were on a different franchise, there would be backlash. If Garcelle were on a black franchise and had intimated that somebody's spouse had set up a robbery, like on Married to Medicine, right?
Uh-huh.
Didn't with Anila and Toya, wasn't there something about somebody said that Anila had set up that robbery, am I getting that right?
Quad,
Quad,
quad.
yes. Yes, yes, yes. There was backlash about that, so we have to be fair. Again, I think what hurt Garcelle in that moment, if I were Garcelle, this is just my opinion. If I were Garcelle, I would have personally said, you know what, Dorit, I was wrong for saying that. I was still mad at you from the last 3 seasons about how you did my son. I would have brought it all up, okay? I would have played the same game. Hey, you know what, Dorit? I was being petty. That was shady of me. I apologize. End it right there. Just dead it. But to say, well, that's how I felt, and that's how I feel like she made matters worse because the way Dorit kept getting at her, then you have Kyle chiming in, then Erica jumps in with her little snide remarks. Now we have Bose jumping in. And to see another Black woman chiding Garcelle like that, I just said, oh my gosh. What did you think
Look,
about saying something?
I'm not mad at Bose because look, I felt the same way. And I didn't hear the Sue comment yet. I didn't hear the Sue comment, but I said in my review, in my solo review, that look, she's lucky that they weren't petty enough to sue her because they probably could have, but I'm pretty sure they couldn't because they can't afford to sue anybody at the
Ooh,
moment.
ooh.
And hell, it might be true. So I don't know. Like she's just lucky that they didn't sue. But I'm not mad at Bose. Like I get the optics of it all, but we just really got to be fair in this moment. Like she's just like, girl, I can't save you right now. And what you did, what you said was really, really terrible. Because what if that was real? Like this was life and death. Your kids, you're worried about your kids right now. Like something really terrible could have happened. And for you to say that my experience where I was worried about my life and my kids, how dare you? Like, I'm sorry, like, however we feel about Dorit, I can't imagine. Like, put yourselves in that position. And I feel like people don't do that a lot.
I agree. And I think another point that I thought about was Garcelle. I remember we had said this in our joint recap about episode 5.
Mm.
Garcelle, it looked bad for you to bring up the robbery comment this season when that happened, what, 2 seasons ago, 3 seasons ago? And then you don't even talk to Dorit.
Mm.
Like, it just felt like Garcelle, start bringing her up. You don't like her, you don't talk to her. So why even bring that up? Why bring her up? And I remember we both shared those sentiments that Garcelle seemed a bit pressed for Dorit's attention,
Yeah, a little bit,
right?
yeah.
That's how I felt. And I kind of felt like that was also in poor taste because even Dorit got that lick back when she said, why are you so obsessed with what's going on with me? Like, you're still talking about something that happened seasons ago. And I was just like Garcelle, that one comment just nailed you.
Yeah, it was 2.5 years ago. Like, I think Lisa Rinna was still on the show, wasn't she?
Yeah, Lisa Rinna. Yep, Lisa Rinna was on the show when she got robbed.
Whew. Well, just to lay off Garcelle just a little bit, just to let the people take their breath. Let's talk about the reunion overall, because I actually thought that it was a 10 out of 10 reunion. Like it was a little riveting to me. And look, however we feel, it sucked to see Garcelle, getting whacked like that. But it would have been a boring ass reunion if it was just Dorit versus Kyle and maybe Dorit versus Sutton, like we saw all season. It would have been boring. Like
I
this was Avengers Endgame where we were seeing the good guys losing. And look, we don't like to see that, but look, I always tell people like the pendulum swings on these shows.
mhm.
Like the good guys sometimes are going to be in the hot seat, and either you can stick it out or exit. That was my point for the reunion. I enjoyed it still.
It was riveting, like you said, but it was also infuriating.
Yeah.
There were so many times where I thought that Garcelle should have made her point and she just let it sit. Sutton sitting there leaving her out to dry. Did you catch when Sutton said, "Oh, I feel like crying" when they broke for lunch? And she says, "Oh, I feel like crying. Everybody hates me." And I'm like, Sutton, what the entire F are you talking about? They beat on Garcelle for 20 minutes and you just sat there like that. It really proved Garcelle's point even further that Sutton does not have her back. Where do you think they are now, present day, especially after seeing this first part of the
Mhm.
reunion that Sutton just left her out to dry?
I believe the rumors right now that they still haven't spoken. Like I think we've seen something happen because this was just part one. So I'm just wondering like what made her walk off like that? It had to be something to do with Sutton. Like I feel like she was cornered. And look, Sutton looks so uncomfortable between Kyle and Garcelle going at it. Like she didn't know what to do. Oh man, like
You know what just crossed my mind?
mhm,
It all makes sense now, right? When Erica and Bose got up on Watch What Happens Live, the day of Garcelle's announcement of that she left the show, it
mhm.
all makes sense why they acted like that. Because seeing this part one, we know exactly why Garcelle quit. Because she was over it when they went for lunch. Like she was in that trailer just pissed. She was like, F everybody, I'm over it, F Erica, F her, F her. So I'm like, okay, right there, I think that we saw I'm done, I'm out the game. But I feel like the ladies are mad, especially Erica, because if Garcelle had announced her departure after we saw all three parts, everybody would say, "Oh yeah, Garcelle got tore up at the reunion. She couldn't take it, so she left." So Garcelle leaving before the reunion even aired, she took the excitement out of everybody watching them pounce on her. And I think that's the real issue why the ladies are upset, especially Erica, because she took the excitement out of it. And now they don't have the full victory of, we ran her off. She was like, oh no, I'm gonna quit before I get embarrassed. And I have to stand for that. Like, you know what, Garcelle, you did that. Right?
Yeah,
Right?
yes. Like at the reunion, I think she did not see this coming. Like I said in my review, like she was blindsided by this because she thought that look, Kyle's gonna be in the hot seat, or maybe Sutton, but me, like look, and then I'm sure her fans were blindsided too.
Yeah.
And look, when the news came out that she departed from the franchise, like I clocked it. I said something happened. Like I get it. Like yeah, I want to focus on my sons and my production. Blah blah blah. She was going to be on that next season. I know
Yeah.
she was, but something happened at the reunion. She was not always planning to quit. But I love that Garcelle, put her piece before the show, and she don't need the check. Clearly, like she got what she got out of being on this platform.
Agreed. And when you think about it, Garcelle really played the ultimate chess move because she has single-handedly removed all of their storylines,
Yeah.
right? They have no storyline. And I also feel like Garcelle saw the writings on the wall, like, damn, if I stay for season 15, they're gonna be on my behind. So let me just dip out because I don't want to get tore up. If Sutton is smart, she'll leave the show too.
Everybody gets their turn though. So it's either if you want to stick it out or just leave. Because like Eric even said it like seasons ago, everybody's gonna get their turn in the hot seat. So it is what it is for me. Like I'm sad about Garcelle leaving. I really wanted to see two black women on at the same time. I wanted to see Bose and her relationship grow. The whole Bose backlash of it all. But I want to talk about Garcelle's reunion performance because someone pointed out to me that on Twitter that she rarely has good reunion performances. Like, because confrontation is her Achilles heel, and the
Mhm.
ladies zoned in on that. And I think what really makes Garcelle a great housewife, aside from that, because like what she made up for was charisma and likability. Um, Great confessionals, very shady confessionals, the ability to ask the questions that everyone else is scared to, and she's able to produce a scene just as good as the OG Kyle. So yeah, she is a great housewife, but the ladies, like, I don't know if they coordinated or anything like that, but definitely like they got her weakness and they like really opened it up.
I felt like the Fox Force 5 is back. Because
You
because
think?
I think that I'm sorry, how they all banded together to go against her and try to embarrass her, that gave me a strategy. They had all picked up their phones and said, "Okay, girl, we might have our issues, but we gonna get her." I think that had a group chat, Kyle, Erica, and Dorit, and they said, "We're
Not
gonna."
Bose. Not Bose. I don't think Bose is a part of that. I'm staying 10 toes down till I see the last two parts, but I don't think Bose is a part of that. A lot of people are saying Bose was a plant, like placed by production. I'm just like, I do not believe that. I just can't see it. I can't see. I mean, we could. I told you we was going to disagree on something. I just
No, I'm listening. I don't agree or disagree. I'm literally just thinking, like, I could see both sides. So
Hmm.
I'm neutral on, do I think Bose is a plant? But I will say I think that Bose, she saw an opportunity to be on this show and she likes this check and this fame
Hmm.
for sure. And she wants to build her brand back up since she's no longer in corporate, right? I think that
Right.
she's definitely on here to rebuild and, make that money. But
Yeah.
I see both sides. I can see your side where you're like, well, I don't think so. I'll wait until parts 2 and 3. And then I can see
Mhm.
the everybody else saying, well, you know what? I actually think that, she might be a newfound member of the Fox Force 5. All I'm gonna say is this. I think that it was just a bad look when she got on Watch What Happens Live last week and was trying to play mean girl with Erica. That did her no favors.
Did she play Mean Girl? Like, this is for what Erica said this, not Bose. And I'm just like, what does she owe Garcelle? So like Erica didn't say, like, to me, Erica didn't say anything like problematic to the point where, hey girl, I don't no, we're not gonna do that. But like this is just a part of the housewives game. I'm sorry, like people keep moving the goalposts for Garcelle. Like you got to read. I'm sorry, like they come for you. You didn't do anything. I hate this. Like, oh, she's so above this. Like she's not going to do that. Angry black woman. No, like she can read effortlessly if she wanted to. Like bring that same energy you have in the confessionals. Bring it to the stage. We saw like when she was talking to Sutton during the break. Why did you not say this to Erica? I'm
I
putting that on you. Like,
I
don't get mad at Bose. What Bose gonna do?
well, I will say Bose, when Andy asked them, how do you feel about Garcelle's departure, the announcement, for Bose to just sit there and say, Erica, you say something, that I thought that was a bit immature. You're a grown woman. You can say something. You could share your 2 cents and say, you and Garcelle don't even have that kind of history for you to be sitting up there trying to be shady. In my opinion, I kind of felt like, if anything, let Erica sit there in silence. But I would have said, oh, yeah, hey, I'm sad that we only got one season together, but, I wish her the best, and then keep it moving. But for you to sit there and you're like this and Erica say something, it just wasn't a good look, you know.
Well, I remember there was one part of the season where Garcelle left Bose hanging out to dry, and that was at Dorit's pool house. Well, not pool house. I'm sorry. Like it was the beach party, pool party, whatever. 4th of July celebration. And they were having this conversation about the spokesperson thing, and then that's when Kyle jumped in. But I think Garcelle ushered Kyle into the conversation, and Bowles was just saying how cold Kyle can be, and you didn't really open yourself up. And I'm like, this was a perfect opportunity for Garcelle to come, to Bowles' defense and be like, oh wait, well, Kyle, I've had this same experience with you. And go back and look at the first season where she told Kyle, I don't think you're interested in anything I have to say. So that would have been great had Garcelle would have like at least came to Bowles with that. So I'm just like, we're expecting Bowles to come to Garcelle's defense at Watch What Happens Live. I just didn't expect
Listen, that's a fair point. But I think
it. Mm.
with the toxicity of the Fox Force 5 and how nasty Erica is,
Mm-hmm.
there's still a lot of residual anger
Mm.
when we see, we feel one of our own on the bandwagon with Erica. I think maybe that's what it is.
I agree. I mean, look, optics
Mhm.
again. And a lot of people, I guess, let's talk about the Erica and the interesting comment because I know that infuriated a lot of
Yep.
people. I think a lot of people are looking at it a little myopically. Like, of course, Erica, she was just like, I'm gonna step this up as the villain. I'll take the little backlash for this comment that I'm making. I think that she was trying to test the waters to see how Garcelle was going to respond to that. And
Mhm.
then the way Garcelle responded to that, then there was just like that was the open for the floodgates because then after that, Kyle came in, and then after that, Dorit came in. But I will say though, Andy is the one that brought up the robbery thing. Like what Dorit was talking about when she inserted herself when Kyle and Garcelle was going at it. She was talking about um, I know I can come to Bose because it felt like someone genuinely cared about me. And what we saw on here, it seemed like Garcelle, look, when she wanted to open up the Kyle, I was just like, she wanted information so she could go back to Sutton and Kiki about it. Like it wasn't genuine, and it is what it is. I mean, it's Housewives. I'm not expecting everybody's hands to be clean. For some reason, like Garcelle's hands are just sparkling to everybody. I don't know why. But yeah, that's just how I saw it. Then Andy brought up the robbery, and I was just like, oh, okay, well, now we're here again. But yeah, that's what I think what Erica was doing. Like, she didn't mind like because Erica never pulled punches for anybody. She came after Kathy Hilton. And you know how, like, I think she was the only person who's ever came for Kathy Hilton outside of Renna.
Mm-hmm.
And their relationship is still good. Kathy and Erica, I believe. So yeah, I'm just thinking like, it's just attacking Erica is just easy to me. I mean, that don't mean I like her, but I think it was definitely calculating how she just told Garcelle that she was not interested.
I do think that she was trying to test the waters to see if Garcelle would get angry.
Yeah.
But I still feel like the gall of Erica to say that
Oh
when she
yeah.
hasn't given us a storyline. And we're not talking about, I want people to stop saying, well, she gave us, the whole Tom stuff. Yes, but that was how many years ago? We're not talking about that anymore. We've moved on. Let's talk about something else. You had you're redecorating a rental. That's it. How interesting was that you picked out wallpaper? And I think what folks also fail to understand is that while Garcelle's story might not be as salacious as other people's, she's not going through a divorce or a separation. There's no lesbian lover on the side, right? There's no criminal husband or ex-husband. Just because it's not salacious and like super sexy doesn't mean that she's not showing her story. Erica, you don't have any story to tell. You told it already. All you get, and then when she made the comment saying, girl, we want the juicy scoop. Like, who are you dating? Well, I wish Garcelle would have said, who are you dating? But I felt like Garcelle folded immediately. She went to, well, no, I'm not dating anybody, and I'm showing you what more can I do. And I said, Garcelle, that's not the time to, like kowtow to Erica. That's the time to dig your heels in and say, Erica, what the F do you have to show? Who the F are you dating? You had a fake roster last season. Let's talk about your man or your imaginary man. But don't come for me and my, and Garcelle just folds way too easily. I wanted more fight. I just wanted more from her. And she disappointed me. And then to piggyback off of that interesting comment, we have Kyle saying that her and Garcelle and Sutton are mean girls.
I was just about to get to that. Yeah.
Did you just fall out when she said that? Like, I was going insane.
I was about to ask you, when was the moment you wanted to rip your TV off the wall? Because that was the moment where I wanted to rip my TV off the wall. Because I was just like, are you serious? Like, I was yelling at the TV, and I think I got home from bartending around like 11:30, so I was watching around midnight.
Yes.
You would have thought they could hear me from that couch, how I was yelling. Because not Kyle Richards, who with her sister Kim hid someone's crutches during game night. Not Kyle Richards, who was a part of Fox Force 5, trying to like how they ran Denise Richards off the show.
Thank
like,
you.
Mean Girl. And they didn't say nothing. Oh, like my blood pressure up right now. Lord.
And Garcelle didn't say anything about that because, and I said in my recap, if I were Garcelle, it would have been, wait, hold on, I'm a mean girl. Let's go down the list. You don't want to do. Let's go down the list. You and your husband said that's great, and you guys laughed at my son getting cursed at. You want to call mean girls? Let's bring up the season with Diana Jenkins and those bots attacked my son, and they sent death threats. How dare you call a mean girl? And then on top of first of all, you tried to out Denise Richards. So you want to be quiet about your sexuality, but when Denise Richards said, I never had that threesome, it's not true, y'all still went with the lie, saying that she had one, saying that she was bisexual. Y'all tried to out her. But for Queen Kyle, it's all good. I don't want to talk about that. That's not fair. That's not right. The rules never apply to her. And Garcelle and Sutton both really irritated me just letting Kyle say that. No, y'all need to fight back. Like, what are we doing? And then to piggyback off of that, what did you think when Kyle brought up the whole comparison of, well, Morgan didn't sign up to be on the show the same way that your son didn't want to be on the show? I was Chris, I was livid. I remember I texted you like, "Are you watching this right now?"
That was crazy. Because the thing is, she wants to close Pandora's box now after she brought that on here. Like, y'all got matching tattoos. Like, what? We're not about to talk about it anymore. The only thing I will say, the only thing I agree with Kyle on is the fact that we have Garcelle and Sutton on camera trying to coordinate how they were going to bring up Morgan during the trip. And I could see why, like, Kyle was kind of pissed off about that. Because, look, we get mad at Housewives for coordinating, but it's okay for Garcelle and Sutton to do it. And I'm just like, of course, Housewives are going to coordinate before the reunion. They are. And it is what it is. I mean, I just feel like our good sis was just not prepared. Like, that's just not her ministry of thinking on her feet, like Miss Nene Leakes or Kenya Moore or even Candace. And you know how I feel about Candace. Like, look, she'll think on her, even Karen. Karen could be in the wrong, but she will go down guns blazing. Like, look. And then I'm even going to bring up another only Black cast member on their franchise, Mary Cosby. She will go down fighting too and read them as well and think on their feet. They're not going to jump Mary Cosby on that show. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I'm just saying, like, I just think her weakness was just exposed in that arena. I know, right? Like, she came out a little bit like Martin from the boxing match. Just a little bit, but she going back in the ring. Like, I'm just really curious where part 2 and part 3 are going to go. And especially bringing Kathy and Jennifer on the couch too. Because I feel like, what else could we get on Garcelle about? So yeah, I'm just wondering what would make her walk off like that.
Well, remember, they're talking more about Morgan because Kathy in the trailer outs Kyle. Remember that when she says, when Andy says, Kathy, you told your girls that you're a lesbian too. And then Kyle gets mad at her. So they're going to be talking. And then Andy gets on Kyle about how she's been hiding her relationship with Morgan. So it's going to be more talk about, I guess, Garcelle bringing that whole thing up. So I can see her and Kyle having more back and forth about that. And then they're going to talk more about Sutton feeling like she's left out of the group. And it's probably going to be more of that. And then Sutton's comments about Dorit's finances, the whole wallet comment. Garcelle might try to defend her friend from that comment. So I can see them going at Garcelle and Sutton, right? I'm trying to think about what else did she say. Oh, you know what it is? They're going to bring up Dorit and Garcelle's lunch and Dorit's apology to Garcelle.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Also, I just don't know where Garcelle can go from here. Like, even I could just see why she left, because it seemed like if Sutton and Garcelle don't have each other, then they're on islands. Because Kyle, Dorit, and Erica, no. Bose, because, like, I feel like Bose was in an advantage because not only does she have Dorit as a buddy, it's like a threesome of them. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I just feel like I don't know where they could go.
Well, I'll tell you this, and I'm going to keep yelling it from the rooftops. Mm-hmm. I know one thing: Garcelle's gone. Sutton needs to do the right thing and leave behind Garcelle, because if
crazy.
She has to, Chris, there's no way. I just want to listen. Am I off base to think that if Sutton stays, those women could push her to a nervous breakdown? Sutton's already insecure. They don't like her. They don't see it for her. They don't think that she's cool. They don't think that she's funny or glam. They think that she's awkward. They just don't look at her as one of them. Sutton, you want to talk about somebody who can't read? Sutton has a hard time on her feet too. She stumbles and starts crying. She gets very flustered, very, very anxious. I don't see her. And then Jennifer Tilly might not come back, because Jennifer Tilly has been telling people in interviews that it was a rough go. Even as a friend of, she said that she was intimidated by this group. A lot of the women in the group weren't that welcoming to her.
Like, did you believe that it was some rumor that they didn't really care for Jennifer Tilly like that?
Yeah. I believe it. No, she said it. She said it herself that they were a hard group.
Mm-hmm. Well, I can't wait to see what she has to say on the couch.
So, Chris, do you think that Beverly Hills needs a reboot?
Ooh. See, I was trying to think like what everyone can bring in an ensemble.
Mhm.
I feel like Kyle's definitely going to come back. I wouldn't mind Erica coming back because now she has that new lawsuit coming. And I think a lot of people want to see her fall again, especially for how she, did Garcelle. Ugh, I feel like Dorit's story isn't over. And then Bose, I feel like we can start with the four of them, then add maybe four new ladies if Sutton decides to leave. Like there has to be someone that's on Sutton's side, at least. Just we got to see how Sutton fares without Garcelle. I mean, we saw how Giselle fared without Robin. Like I just feel like I know you think that Sutton, maybe be a little unstable and can't handle it, but uh, hmm. Yeah, I feel like they need to introduce maybe three new cast members and a friend of. And we still have like Bose, Kyle, Erica, and Dorit.
But why do you want Kyle to come back though, Chris? She's not bringing anything. She's not bringing a thing.
She's the face of the franchise.
LVP is,
Well, if we take Kyle out the equation, would LVP come back?
yeah, she would. She even said it.
She said it.
Yeah, she's on her candy. She's always been on her candy that she'll only come back if Kyle is gone. She has said that numerous times.
That would be a mic drop if Kyle didn't come back. Ugh. Yeah, because I really think Kyle's coming back. But if she doesn't, then yeah, there's a lot of possibilities what they can work with. Yeah, I'm not really sure where the cast can go, but I'm still gonna watch next season. It's still, I mean, look at the ratings. Like, I think they're gonna hit 1 million part two or part three.
Yeah.
And I've been with this franchise since season one. I know there's been like a like I like to compare Beverly Hills and Potomac, like how they got some new fans added
Mhm.
around the time, and I just feel like they may leave, but
Mhm.
I still feel like the OG people who have been watching this season since season one are going to watch regardless.
I'm a day one Beverly Hills dude. Like we see each other, Chris, but this season and then these antics at
Hmm.
this reunion have me so disgusted that I
Okay.
just don't know if I'm going to watch season 15. And I just refuse to sit up there and allow Kyle to play in my face like she's a victim. And I just can't take another season of Kyle not showing us what's really going on. I mean, Kyle has such a juicy story. This is so juicy. And the fact that she won't share it and the fact that production is not forcing her to share it is a problem. She's got to go. If this were anybody else with the same exact situation, she would be on their behinds about why they're not sharing. Would she not?
You're right. You're right. I will say, what if during the break, like before they pick up cameras again, what if Kyle comes out? I think that would definitely make sure that she's solidified for season 15.
That's the only way. That is the only way that I'd be like, okay, you can come back on.
I think she's so desperate to stay on this show that she will come out. Like you heard it here first. I can see that happening. That way, I think it would save the show.
It would.
Yeah. So I would think if she tries to play this pretend thing a lot and don't want to let people in or talk about Morgan anymore, they're gonna
Mhm.
be like, you know what? Thank you for your services. We're gonna go into the reboot direction. We'll maybe pluck some of you off, but Kyle, thank you, thank you, and then maybe that would get her to stay on the show. So I can see that as like her one uh her one card to pull.
Well, she better pull it now then. She better pull it now, Chris, because the fans aren't going for this. it's been 2 seasons now of just nothing, playing around.
And I also want to say to the disgruntled people in the chat, like, don't watch shows where you hate the cast members. Don't hate watch. Like, if you don't like what you're seeing, turn it off. Like, for real. Because look, for New York, what season was that they're on? New York was
15?
they're on season 15, right?
Yeah,
I had to discontinue watching.
same
Like
here.
I was just like, I don't like this anymore. Like once they got to that little pregnancy room, I was like, I'm done. I've never discontinued a season like in the middle of reviewing it. That's how bad like I was just like, fuck this show. So yeah, like I implore people stop hate watching shows.
Mhm.
It's only gonna make you angry. I don't think it's healthy.
Even seasons where it was painful to watch, there were still a few people on the cast that kept me holding on. Like Potomac, the seasons that I don't want to I guess hate watch, like seasons 5, 6, and 7 and 8. That's a long
They
stretch.
were rough.
Yeah, they were rough, but I feel like my faves, like Wendy and Candace, and then sometimes Karen, they kept me holding on. But like, I don't think I've ever just watched any franchise where I couldn't stand anybody. And I think that if the minute I feel that way, then it's time for me to stop watching. But I feel like I've always had somebody to look forward to watching. I think if with Garcelle gone though on Beverly Hills, my opinion of Bose has changed a bit, right? I'm not gonna hold it has changed just a little bit with how she's kind of maneuvered through this announcement of Garcelle's departure. I don't care for Erica. Kyle, no. Dorit, I'm kind of neutral on right now.
Yeah.
Sutton, I liked Sutton, but the way she's just so desperate for their approval, and then the way she just let her, it's cringy to watch. She kind of annoyed me this season as well. So I don't really feel like I have any motivation now to keep watching. So if I do watch Beverly Hills season 15, it has to be because somebody has a good storyline. That
Yeah.
would be the only way. Or if they bring LVP back, bring us some, new faces like you said before. That's the only way. But yeah, I'm at the point where I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to keep watching Beverly Hills if I don't like anybody.
Wow. Okay. You know
Yeah,
what? I also forgot to say that Garcelle's also going to be brought up with the whole spokesperson comment too.
yeah.
That's definitely going to be something they're going to probably latch on to as well. Uh, I see. Like, I don't hate anybody. Like, I don't like. I could still watch Erica Jane and being fabulous. I couldn't watch her spinoff. God no. But in an ensemble, I still can. Dorit, I still want to know if they're going to get divorced. Kyle, only if she comes out. And then look, I'm still holding on to Bose. I'm holding on to her tight because I'm like, she if she lets me down, I will eat crow. I will eat crow. I will. But until I see it, like I'm still waiting. And I just said that in part one, I didn't see anything wrong with what Bose said or interjected because it would be things that I would say. Because I'm trying to think of myself, what if I was on a platform with an all white franchise and the other black person? Like, of course, there should be some camaraderie, but I think they're two different people. They really are. And
No,
yeah,
you're
and I'm just thinking that, like, okay, if anything problematic were to pop off, then of course I would expect to hear something from Bose or Garcelle, vice versa. And
mhm.
then also what just came to my mind was remember when Sutton did that to Bose about the you speak eloquently or something like that? I didn't expect that. I just would have expected Garcelle to say something. So I just feel like we're putting these expectations on Bose that's not fair. And I get the optics are what the optics look like, but I just think it's unfair.
Quick
So,
question.
yeah,
When Sutton said that to Bose, did she say that to the group or in front of the group, or did she say that when they pulled when they were to the side at the bar?
they
So
were
Garcelle
to
didn't
pull to
hear
the
her.
side, but Garcelle didn't hear it. But
Yeah.
I was expecting her to at least address it on the after show, or
Mhm.
maybe Bose has something to say to Sutton about that and may call out. But yeah, what did you think about the whole skinfolk kinfolk comment?
Oh, that Garcelle made after the
Yeah,
reunion?
that was pretty calculated. That was very that was a Candace move.
Oh, you think?
I think it was a Candace move just to like it really got the fans like really like wound up because I still have people in my comments saying bozo and they're trying to like say that she's the c word and I just like I think we're getting to that territory where I don't see that, so I don't know why people are saying that.
Well, I think that if it were Candace, Candace wouldn't name them in the words of Sutton, right?
Yeah,
Candace would not leave it, she would not leave it up for interpretation. She would just say outright, all skin folk ain't kin folk. They'd be like, well, who are you talking about? And she would have said, Giselle like she was very candid about who she was talking about on social media.
true.
Um, Garcelle, seeing this first part, there's no doubt in my mind that that was a direct shot at Bose. And
Yeah.
it was not about Anna Marie. Because I know people were saying, oh no, because Anna Marie had shaded Garcelle in an interview. Anna Marie is so, I mean, she's so back into obscurity. Nobody cares about her. We're not thinking about her. So I know good and well that Garcelle's not going to waste precious time to shade, to shade somebody who's no longer there. Okay. A one season wonder. Like, we don't care. Bo was saying in an interview, oh, I have no idea who she was talking about. Like, I know it wasn't me. I got to give a little bit of a side eye because it's like,
Mhm.
now, girl, good and damn well she was talking to you. So for you to be like, oh, well, I don't know, I don't know, it wasn't me. I was looking around too, saying, who was she
well,
talking?
well, I do agree. Until Garcelle says who she was talking about, she ain't talking about me. And also, I do agree with like when Monique told Lenard like say their names or keep it on the playground. So yeah, that's what my thing is when you like that. I don't know, like that is a that's a shot. Like that, like skinfolk and kinfolk. Now you're coming in the race territory. You're trying to call me something. I would take that very seriously. So Bowles is she's being really strategic how she's handling that right now.
Mhm.
Because I think I would have been pissed off if I was her. Maybe we'll get some afterthoughts like from the cast after the reunion. Because I just feel like I have so many questions for Garcelle now and Bowles.
Since we're on the topic of Bose, I thought that Bose was reaching when she said, if you thought that Dorit could sway me and my opinions of you guys, then you don't think very much of yourself.
That was a
And
lot.
that
That was
was a lot. I was like, "What?" I was like, "Huh, what are you talking about?" I thought that was a reach, and Garcelle just sat there, and I'm like, "Garcelle, say something! Like, wake up! Are you like, what's going
a
on?"
I think it was when Kyle. She said it was gross, right, or disgusting. She said something about the way that Dorit and Bose like
Yes,
how Dorit's all up Bo's asshole. She said gross or something like
yes,
that.
she did. She did.
Okay. Um. Yeah, I really would have dropped that on Kyle.
Mhm.
And also, when I was watching, when Garcelle was talking about, oh well, I got all this flack, with Sutton. Then I was thinking, well, why didn't you have that same grace, seeing Bose and Dorit together, seeing like how y'all's friendships are really parallel when you look at it. Because I think a lot of people may have thought that maybe it was calculated of Sutton to latch on to Garcelle, even though, it was a genuine friendship. And we're seeing it now. And I think people are more mad at Bose than they are at Sutton. I'm kind of more angry at Sutton for leaving her friend out to dry.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Ultimately, I feel like Sutton definitely does deserve a lot of backlash for not having Garcelle's back, right? Garcelle
Mhm.
has had her back time and time again. Also, to piggyback off of your statement about Garcelle and Sutton being parallel to Bose and Dorit and the comments that they got throughout the years,
Mhm.
that was another point that I just realized that I wish that Garcelle had never said anything about their friendship because it just wasn't a good look. And then also, it's like, why do you care, Garcelle? Be happy that she has a friend. She's not bothering you. Like, there were I guess the thing is, when you're on a show, you have to remember that every word is accounted for, right? And you have to really own up to whatever you say. You like, there's no such thing, especially in this space on reality TV, there's no such thing as idle chatter. Like when the cameras are off, you can say whatever you want to your friends. Like our conversations, obviously, off. You know what I'm saying. We can really talk. But on TV, YouTube, you got to watch what you say.
Yeah.
So it's cute to be like, oh my gosh, she's just up, she's up her ass or da 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 da. It's cool when you say that off camera. When you say that on camera, now it's like, well, why do you care so much? And when you don't have a response, now you look bad. And I just wish that Garcelle had followed our advice earlier this season to just pay Dorit dust, because she had to be confronted from Bose and Dorit about, well, why do you care so much about our friendship? And now
Mhm.
you have Rose jumping out the window saying, oh, well, you don't think much of yourself. I said, girl, what does that mean?
I did want her to elaborate on
Did it
that.
do?
Because I get it. Like, the only part where I did understand Bose was the manipulation thing. Because I think people were giving Dorit way too much credit if they think that Dorit can manipulate Bose. Because I think
Mhm.
she's smart. So that was the only thing I could understand. But yeah, that comment was kind of left field for me.
It was. It was. I was just like, okay, like, how did we get from here to there, A to Z? Like, you're doing a bit too much, Bose, just in my humble opinion. But Chris, I did want to just end things off by picking your brain. Do you think that there's a chance that Lisa Rinna might be coming back? Because I don't know if you saw, but 2 weeks ago, Lisa Rinna posted on her Instagram stories, Fox Force 5 forever. If she does come back season 15, will you still be watching? Will you even be on board?
Oh man, that would blow up the show. I think that really would blow up the show. Because no, if I see Teddy on that fucking screen, ugh, I might riot. Like I can handle Rena, but I can't handle Teddy. And I get what Teddy's going through. I get it. I understand. But that would be like, to have Rena and Teddy back. That would be a lot for me. Like, I'm not even sure if I want Teddy on there as a friend of, but I feel like someone's gonna try to add that in. Like,
Mhm.
but I would still watch if Rena was on there. Like, again, like, it has to be where like Kyle has come out. Like, if Kyle and Ren are coming back,
Mhm.
something substantial has to happen. But I don't think they're going to ask for it. I don't think that's going
You don't think?
to happen. I will eat this phone if Lisa Rinna comes back. That is no. Lisa Vanderpump will come back before Lisa Rinna. I just think she knows that they had a good reunion, and I think where she is with Garcelle and Sutton, like,
Mhm.
she's just like, yeah, my girls did that. They got him, and they did get him. So yeah.
Now, let's just say hypothetically,
Hmm.
Lisa Rinna comes back.
Okay.
Let's just say this, right? The Fox Force 5 is reunited. Where does that leave Bose? Is Dorit still best friends with her new girlfriend Bose, or is she ditching her for greener pastures like her old buddies?
No, I'm gonna be optimistic and say that I really believe genuinely
Mhm.
that Bose came in when Dorit had nobody, and I don't think Dorit will forget that. And I think she will definitely have loyalty with Bose, even over Kyle. And we haven't seen that yet. We've seen it with Sutton and Garcelle already. Like, what happens when Kyle is in the equation, but I don't know. Like, we haven't seen that yet. So it's just to stay tuned. But I really genuinely think that Dorit wouldn't do that to Bose. And if she did, then look, Bose may have egg on her face. I might too. But I really think in my heart of hearts that, like, Dorit had the potential to have like a terrible season, and she finally had somebody, because Erica was still on the fence because she was still friends with Kyle too.
Mhm.
So she had someone to really vent to about what she was going through with Kyle, as well as PK, etc. And I don't think she's going to forget that in Bose. Because even after the season ended, they were still like buddy buddy. So yeah, I don't know. And then Bose is cool with Erica too. So I just think she fits in. Even Garcelle, after the reunion, said that Bose did a good job, like a 9 out of 10.
She did. She did.
So I think people should think about that too.
Never underestimate how alliances and friendships magically switch and
Mm.
shift on television. I
Yeah,
think that you can never get too comfortable. And
right. Like Garcelle did.
yeah, you can never get, it's true. And I think that Bose needs to just keep her head on a swivel. And if
Mm.
Rinna does come back, dynamics are going to shift because say what you want, they really view Lisa Rinna as that girl.
Yeah,
And she had a way of getting everybody against somebody. So I just feel like, Bose, you're in a nice spot right now. But you even said earlier, Chris, that everybody has their season. And it
yeah,
could easily be Bose's season.
yeah.
And if Sutton isn't there to be the punching bag, it not saying that that's
Yeah.
going to not saying that that's going to happen. I'm not wishing that Bose has a horrible season. All I'm saying is never rest on your laurels. Never rest in thinking that it couldn't happen to you because just as you had a great season, it can quickly change. Look at Bose now. I liked Bose a lot when she first joined. Now I'm just like, I have a little bit of a like okay. And then a lot of people, she's fallen out of favor with a lot of, you
Yeah.
know, so it could happen on the show too, where they love her now, and Kyle could all of a sudden change and say, "Well, you know what? I actually don't like Bose." And if Rinna comes back in her ear, "Oh yeah, we don't like Bose," then all of a sudden they whip up Dorit, and Dorit's like, "Well, you know what? Yeah." And then Erica, Erica just wants that check. She needs to keep afloat, so she goes wherever the wind blows.
I definitely don't see that happening. I don't see the whole cast going against Bose. Like again, I just can't see it. I gotta be proven wrong for that. So with the cast now, you're saying that you won't watch next season.
No, I'm not interested. I'm not Chris. I'm not interested.
Oh,
Because
okay.
no one has a storyline. Garcelle was their storyline. If Garcelle came back, she was going to be their punching bag. She was going to be it. They were going to be pop, 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 pop. Like they were going to be getting her, right? She's gone now. So what does Erica have besides that lawsuit? And also let's be clear. If we're really being honest, when it came to the whole Tom stuff, Erica wasn't that open. Every time they asked her something, it was no comment. I can't say anything. I plead the fifth. She could. And then it was her screaming and yelling and hollering about them asking her questions. So no, you weren't that open because you didn't even share anything. It was well, I can't talk about that. And Tom's house was robbed and it was snowing in Pasadena, and so let's not even act like she was so open and honest. Kyle is still hiding. We don't even know the real reason why they're getting a separation or a divorce in the first place. She still won't admit that Mauricio was allegedly cheating. She won't be honest about her sexuality. So if it's going to be more of the same, her talking in circles, why do I want to watch that? And then the way Kyle deflects, there's no ownership. She's always the victim. I don't want to see that.
Okay. So here's the thing. Here's my dream cast then. Okay,
Yes.
so we're gonna keep, just for the sake of the argument, we're gonna keep 4 of them. Let's see if Sutton comes back, that'll be great. But let's see. Let's add Christine Chu from Bling Empire. The girl that tried to out Dorit for not paying from Million
Mhm.
Dollar Listing, her,
Oh,
Nicole
yes.
Murphy,
Ugh.
and let's just bring in Faye Resnick as a friend. I feel like that can work. Or what we can do is add maybe 3 rich people that really like know each other, like not just 3 random people, but like 3
Mm.
people that actually know each other, and maybe one of them knows like one of the people that are currently on the cast. So I feel like that could work too. I feel like I'm going to be watching regardless.
Yeah. It's going to depend on what is the straw that breaks the camel's back with Garcelle storming off that
Mm-mm.
stage? How they react to her storming off the stage? What Sutton does? If Kyle comes clean about anything when they press her on her sexuality and this
Mhm.
separation between her and Mauricio. If there's no honesty, I'm just wiping my hands clean of all of it. And I'll be
Well,
watching your reviews, Chris, to keep me fresh.
see Diggy One on YouTube, y'all. I'm just saying.
Now, Chris, before I let you go, I
Mm.
do want to get your rating of this season from a scale from
Ooh.
1 to 10. What would you grade this season?
The season as a whole, I would say I really enjoyed the majority of it. I would say 8 out of 10.
Wow.
8 out of 10.
Okay.
Would yours is lower?
Much lower.
What?
Yeah, I gave them a 6.5. Like they got a passing grade.
I don't really like how the season ended. I hate when seasons end with the cash trip because it
Mhm.
used to be at least 2 or 3 more episodes afterward to really round out the season. So fine, I'll take a point 0.5 off, 7.5.
And I don't like how they'll tease us in the super trailer and they'll cut it all out because we missed 2 days from the trip.
Yeah.
Jennifer Tilly is petty. Jennifer Tilly put up all the dinners that they had that we didn't see in St. Lucia.
Wow.
She
Yeah,
had
I saw one of them.
yep, yep. And then they cut out the clip of Erica and Garcelle making out on the beach. So
Right.
they cut out a lot of stuff. So I'm just like, okay, bravo, you cut things out, and then you guys have to lose points because, well, I mean, the finale was sorry. They could have thrown that out and they could have put that in the trash. They could have put that in the vault.
Yeah, it wasn't like a perfect finale.
No.
Finale by itself, yeah, that was like a 6.5. But I would say overall season because I was still entertained. We still got the luxury, what we love to see from Housewives too. So, I mean, the luxury will just give you a 5, like just starting at a 5. So you can only go up with certain things that happen. So yeah, that's what my score is based
All right. Well, yeah, mine is still a 6.5
on.
out of 10.
Mhm.
If we just got some more storylines, if we stop with the mean girl behavior, um, the show could flourish. I think that my closing thoughts, I just think that Bravo needs to do a better job with filtering the housewives. I think that there needs to be a cap on how many seasons you can go. I don't think that we need to see people for 14, 15 seasons in a row. Like at a certain point, it gets stale.
Yeah,
I think after every 6 or 7 um, seasons, it should be okay. Let's look for some new faces to
true.
keep the show fresh and new. But
I will say just my closing thing is I'm just nervous for part 2 and part 3 because I feel like, Lord, I said all this shit. Like, am I going to have to backtrack and backpedal and pussy pop? I don't know yet. I'm nervous, but we'll see. I'm just really anticipating parts 2 and 3 just to see where everybody stands.
yeah, well, I'm waiting with bated breath, Chris. And Chris, please let everybody know where they can find you.
Yeah. So you can find me C Diggy One on YouTube. I recap the Housewives. I did Traders recently. Doing Basketball Wives. If you like, you want to get into that type of ratchet territory. I do like a poli side eye with my best friend Jared. It's like a political show. I'm also on Instagram where you can see my life, C Diggy One, and then Patreon, patreon.com/C Diggy One. Oh my God, I forgot about Pop Roast. I'm on Pop Roast with Alexander Rogers on his channel every Saturday.
But Chris, I just want to say thank you again for joining me today. I think that we got into all the things.
Yeah.
Because of you, you have me thinking about so many different possibilities for season 15. But I will say I am waiting with anticipation for these last 2 parts. And we will be chatting. We'll be texting each other like, all
Oh
right,
yeah. Right. Definitely.
Yes. But thank you again. I hope you had fun. Thank you again for joining.
Thank you for inviting me. I really appreciate it. Like this was great to talk about, my favorite franchise, just in all the mess.
Thank you again, Chris. And everybody, I hope you all enjoyed. And you already know what to do. Please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you all later. Bye.
Bye.